I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts.
Hello, Lagos. Good afternoon. I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts. It's 4 minutes now past 3 o'clock, and first hard fact for today is 433. That's the number of new COVID confirmations from yesterday. Yesterday's Lagos number was 79, but Lagos was number 2. Number 1 was the FCT with 191 cases. These days, Abuja is always up there. Anambra was 3rd with 63 cases. Please take your precautions. Limit your movement outside. Wear a mask. Give gap. Wash and sanitize your hands, and more importantly, try to get vaccinated. That's our second hard fact of the day. Phase 2 of the COVID vaccination drive is on. Get your first dose at the nearest primary healthcare center. But if you are on your second dose, go to the primary healthcare center where you got your first dose and get the second one. Don't listen to conspiracy theorists or vaccine skeptics. Don't listen to them, because chances are they are first in line to go and receive the vaccine. You know, it's why I despise them. People who share fake news or unconfirmed, uncorroborated reports about COVID or the vaccines. I do not have respect for them, because they're often hypocritical. Take someone like Femi Kayode, for instance. Back in April 2020, 30th of April to be precise, he tweeted something. He tweeted, quote, "I've warned about the dangers of the vaccine that will be proposed as the answer to COVID-19. This will result in millions of deaths. Nigeria is trying to pass a law that will make it compulsory to take that vaccine as part of the world depopulation agenda. This is evil." He tweeted that thing back in 2020. 1 year later, he was one of the first people to go and get vaccinated. One of the first in line. I wish I sent that video to my digital team, so they'll show you a video of him getting vaccinated, as soon as vaccines were available in Nigeria. And what did he say? "Oh, I've changed my mind." How many people will see the change of mind, and how many people will see the first one where you called it an evil depopulation agenda? That's the danger of spreading misinformation, laced with a lot of fear and ignorance. Listen to these people at your own peril. I swear to God, man. Like, just listen to these people at your own peril. Look at him. He's still alive. Months later, able to jump from one political party to the next. Anyways, I'm hoping the 1 million Lagosians who listen to me know where to get the right information about vaccines and COVID-19, because 1 million Lagosians cannot be wrong. Thank you for listening to Hard Facts. I have a great show for you. Starting with the Big Three Global Edition, let's talk about Canada, saying that it doesn't give asylum to Nigerian police personnel because of human rights abuses. Then let's talk about petrol supply problems in the UK. And then let's talk about President Buhari's speech at the UN General Assembly. He literally just finished speaking before I walked into the studio. So we're going to take a look at his speech, take a look at the things that he talked about, the points that he raised, the points that he made, the requests that he made of the rest of the world. And let's see what you agree with, what you disagree with, what you think of the entire speech. At 4 o'clock, Agogo will be here with Public Square. And then Music and Moments with Ifeanyi and Sam will take the air at 6 o'clock. You know the drill by now. News updates every hour on the hour. But right now, let's get started with today's Big Three Global Edition.
The Big Three Global Edition on Hard Facts.
Do you support Canada's rejection of the Nigerian police? Do you support Canada's rejection of the Nigerian police? Can the UK's supply chains adapt to Brexit? And what do you think about President Buhari's UN speech? This is Big Three Global Edition. Let's get into the stories. Now, on Fridays, if you're new here, we try to let Nigeria rest and we look at the biggest stories in the entire world, even though sometimes the big stories are still Nigerian stories or they also affect Nigeria. For instance, our first story. Canada says that the Nigerian police force as an institution violates human rights, and so none of its members can receive asylum. That's our first story. That's the outcome of a case at the Canadian Federal Court in Ontario earlier this year. It's the case of an ex-cop, ex-police officer named Charles Ukoniwe. Back in 2018, he applied for asylum in Canada. He claimed that a gang in Nigeria was trying to kill him for investigating them, and that they had even burned down his house. But the Canadian Immigration Department rejected him. Why? Because he's a policeman. Immigration said that the Nigerian police force routinely engages in crime against humanity, including torture and extrajudicial killings. And they believe that Ukoniwe, a Mopol officer, had sufficient knowledge of these crimes to be considered a part of them. Ukoniwe appealed the rejection, and that's how he ended up in federal court this year. But the judge upheld the decision to reject his asylum claim. The judge agreed with the immigration department that it was unlikely for a person to serve in the Mopol unit without being at least aware of all the abuses that allegedly take place. And therefore, his continued service in the unit meant that he was complicit. Ukoniwe is the second Nigerian policeman that Canada has rejected for asylum. So it seems that going forward, the Canadian government is holding all Nigerian police officers accountable for the abuses within the force. Before you start, by the way, Canada did not single Nigeria out. This is their standard policy on immigration. If the Canadian government identifies a security agency or government agency in another country as a source of human rights abuses, they blacklist its members from immigrating. I want to know what you think about this. First of all, do you even support this policy? Do you support it? Why do you support it? Why don't you support it? And second of all, what aims do you believe that this policy will achieve? Do you think that police officers in Nigeria will maybe clamp down on abuses within the police force if they see that immigration abroad is on the line? Do you think that other countries may adopt a similar approach? Do you think that they should? 0700-993-993-993. That's for men. For women, 01465-7190. 0700-993-993-993. That's for men. For women, 01465-7190. Let's speak with Alex. Alex is in Ikeja. Hello, Alex.
Hi, Sandra. I'm really delighted at this news of the of Canada. Let me tell you something.
Okay.
I've always been of the view that you don't just, I hear people, even in the media, they say, oh, it's not all police officers that are bad. Some are bad, a few bad eggs or whatever, however they try to couch it. Do you know that the police is not using his own personal power to oppress the people? He's using the power of the organization. And I've always thought that it's an aberration for you to single out one or two and say, this is it. There's a service level agreement. You understand that? There's an SLA.
Okay.
There are some expectations that the citizens have of the police. And as such, you cannot just single out one or two bad people. It's time for us to say that it's like a factory that continues to produce a lot of defective products. Right, Sandra?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, at some point you have to call the entire factory to question. You can't keep telling us, oh, it's that bad one. It's that bad one. It's that bad one. Look at how many, in the last couple of months, just look at how many people the police have killed for no reason, without even being accounted for. Do you understand? So I'm really delighted by the fact that at least for once and finally somebody has decided that no, we're not going to take you stand alone. You will hold the entire police responsible for your misbehaviors, irrespective of whether you have been you yourself have been found guilty or not. And that's why the one that happened, this last one that happened, this entire department, all of them should face the books. They should face the law. They can't just tell me that it's one bad officer that shot the little girl that was in front of her house, in front of her mother. It's wrong. You can't keep singling out Nigeria police officers one by one. It's a defective force.
Okay. Alex, thank you very much. Osas is in transit. Hello, Osas. Hello, Osas. Are you there? Sas left the call. 99.3.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
Yeah, Sister Sandra Ezekwesili from Otafam.
Welcome, Comrade
May
Kubuko.
God bless you. The
No, Kwaragi.
first woman has spoken very, very well.
Okay.
But I condemn the police that they killed in Nigeria State yesterday. I condemn the people that killed him. Well, Canada is not giving this law against only Nigeria.
Yes.
That is their institution. Politics. That is where the law is working. So I want them to bring that police that killed that only son at South Africa, March 2019, Chelsea versus Liverpool match. We never know about the case. The recent one that killed the girl went on into their house. I want Nigeria to see how the case of those police ended. Are you hearing me?
Okay.
So I want Canada. I want Canada to make it. They not allow our police AIG and those our top policemen. I don't want Canada to give them visa. Make they go stay for asylum. For me,
Okay.
I want Canada. Make you not give them asylum. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kubuko, man. Shade is in Ikeja. Hello, Shade. Thanks for calling.
Hi, Sandra. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Good to have you on the show.
Yes, I feel like I don't feel like what the Canadian government immigration agency is doing is the right thing.
Okay.
Just because it's a blanket, it's like being guilty of by association.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And I feel like that's just not fair because everybody talks about stereotypes and, oh, Yoruba people do this, Igbo people do that, or this, all these are that. And then your group, you're looking at them from the general view.
So it's group guilt.
Each person. Yes, thank you, that's the word. What happens to taking each person as an individual and trying to find out, okay, you work for Nigerian police, but how were you there or whatever? Doing a little bit of investigation instead of saying, you know what, the police, if an agency is bad, then all its members are bad. I just think that's really, really unfair. And I mean, I heard what the first lady said, that there are a few good eggs, but no. Like now, I take the Nigerian police. We might think that 70% of them are bad, right? But they're 30%. You don't expect the 30% to quit their job. They might be trying to make a difference. I know some few good police officers, and I also know some terrible ones, but I will not use the eye of the terrible ones to look at the good ones, because that's just not right. So I just don't agree with with their decision to look at, everybody as the same in a group.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Shade, thank you very much for calling. We've got Samuel Olubumi calling us via Skype. Remember, if you are listening to us abroad, you can call us via Skype. Samuel, hello. Hello, Samuel.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon. Good to have you on the show.
Yeah, I called you the other day to contribute, but you're not picking up, so I dropped the call.
Okay, you're here now. Go ahead.
Concerning the issue of the police, I think Canada is a country where you see the law working, you see the country working. It is not a failed state like what you have in Nigeria. Here you see the police officers, they take law into their hands and they treat citizens as if they are not humans. But I think among the police, we still have the good ones and we have the bad eggs. And it is left for the authority to fish out those bad eggs and deal with them decisively. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much for calling us, Samuel Olubumi. Remember, of course, you can find us as Nigeria Info FM on Skype. Just search your Skype for Nigeria Info FM. If you are abroad, only abroad people. If you are abroad, search your Skype for Nigeria Info FM and then give us a call. Join the conversation. If you just tuned in, Canada says Nigerian police force as an institution violates human rights, and so none of its members can receive asylum. That was our first story on today's Big 3 Global Edition. It's the outcome of a case at the Canada Federal Court in Ontario from earlier this year. An ex-police officer applied for asylum, claimed that a gang in Nigeria was trying to kill him for investigating them, that they have even burned his house down. But the Canadian Immigration Department said no, they rejected him because he's a policeman. Immigration said that the Nigerian police force routinely engages in crimes against humanity, including torture and extrajudicial killing. And they said that because Mr. Okoniwe, a former police officer, was a Mopol officer, that he had sufficient knowledge of these crimes to be a part of these crimes. Now, he appealed the rejection after they rejected him, and they ended up in court. But the judge upheld the decision of the immigration and said that it's unlikely for a person to serve in the Mopol without being aware, at least aware, of the abuses that allegedly take place. The fact that he remained in the service after news makes him complicit. And he's the second Nigerian policeman that Canada has rejected for asylum. So it's looking like going forward, the Canadian government is holding all Nigerian police officers accountable for the abuses within the force. And I wonder if you think that this is a good thing. Like I said, this is a standard policy. They're not singling out Nigeria. It's a standard policy for security agencies or government agencies. They have to make sure that you are not a source of human rights abuses. If you are, they blacklist your members from immigrating. What do you think about this? Is this a good thing? Do you support this policy? Do you not support this policy? Why do you support it? Why don't you support it? Do you think that it will achieve anything? I mean, are there some aims you think it will achieve? Do you think police officers in Nigeria will say, okay, if we want to go asylum later for Canada, we go need to behave ourselves also. I beg, make we behave ourselves. Do you think it will have that effect on the Nigerian police force maybe? Do you think that other countries should do what Canada is doing? Do you think that they should adopt a similar approach? 0700-993-993-993. That's for men. For women, 01465-7190. It's 3:20 right now, so we have time to take a few more calls and then we'll take a break. 0700-993-993-993 for men. For women, 01465-7190. Osas, I think, is back on the line. Osas, welcome back.
Sandra, thank you. God bless you.
Good to have you on the show.
According to Joy Etukud. So, Sandra, it's not just the police. Sorry, I'm not trying to deviate from this very topic.
Okay.
Let UK, US, Canada, Germany, this France, major countries where they go for treatment, let them ban a person from coming to treat themselves in their country.
Okay.
Tell them to go and feed their hospitals. Our doctors, people are dying every day. Doctors are on strike. It's your police that is not the headache for me. Maybe they're not the police that are country, not go spoil their country for them. That's not my headache. My headache is that let them ban all politicians from all African countries, all the Asia, anywhere they are coming from, that don't have good hospitals. They let their people dying. People are dying every day. They don't care about their people. They go there to take treatment. Let them ban them from coming to go to take treatment and give Nigeria 6 months and see if they don't fit hospital everywhere. 6 months, you see all the hospitals will be working. Okay. So for the policeman, in short, if you say you're a policeman, let them reject their visa because they go and put their country for them.
Osas, thanks for calling. Ola is in Ikoyi. She's a first-time caller. Hello, Ola.
Hi.
Hi. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Okay, I'm very excited about this new policy because Nigerian police, they really harassed me a lot of times. I'm very happy that they have nowhere to go and they are grounded here in Nigeria. My experience with them, there was one time my flight got delayed and I got to Lagos around few minutes past 12 a.m. And they made me sleep on the road till 4 a.m. in the morning, past 4. And I was begging. They harassed me, said all sort of things. A guy, one of them was even trying to just touch me at midnight. I think it happened off Freedom Way. Where they had their road blockage, and the guy was just talking to me that I share you this monkey, don't get boyfriend. Was just saying a lot of things, and I felt very bad. I was very cold. I was shivering at midnight. I told him, I was begging him that he should just allow me access into my car and just let me be in the car. He denied access. I stayed outside in the cold because he seized the car key from the driver, and I felt very bad. Since after that event, whenever I see them, I feel triggered. I don't even want to see them. When I see them, whenever I'm driving, I just start feeling bad, I should park or I should just hide somewhere, even till date, that still happens to me. So I'm very happy that this is happening, and I really wish that the soldiers will get their share of this. I'm very happy. I think they should ban all of them. Anybody that violates human rights, that does not protect human rights, they deserve this. That's good for them. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ola, for calling. Ola is in Ikoyi. Jibril Alabi is trying to call us from Alberta, Canada. He's calling us via Skype. So let me try and see if we can give him a call back. Hopefully it works out from my end, but otherwise he can keep calling us. Jibril, are you there? Hello, Jibril.
Hello.
Thank you very much for calling in.
Yeah. Hi. Thank you. This is my first time of reaching out to Nigerian Info. I've always tried to. Yeah. I've been someone that I've actually seen brutality, a bit of it in Nigeria before I left. I think I would support this move.
Okay.
By Canada denying the immigration of Nigerian police members. On the grounds of brutality and human rights abuse.
Right.
Like, I've seen it happen a lot of times in Nigeria. Like, there was a time before I left, I was driving around Unilag and... are you there?
Right, I'm here.
Yeah, I was driving around Unilag and the police officer stopped me. It has happened a couple of times. I'm just using this one as one of the...
As an example,
most
right.
of a lot of... Yeah, And these guys stopped me and they were like... I was wondering, like, what happened? Like, because he just jumped in front of the car. I almost hit the guy. And he was like, get down. And I said, what for? Said, I need to see your papers. Okay, no problem. I brought it out. And he was like... who owns the car? I said, you can see my name's on the document. I've been driving this car for over 5 years. And he was like, do you do Yahoo? What do you do for a living? What sort of, he just kept on harassing me, even though he could see that he was First Bank / Jubril. Which means I actually worked there.
Actually,
and he do believe I could be driving that kind of a car. And he harassed me so much. So I eventually had to give them something to let me go because they held me down for like more than 1 hour.
Oh.
So, and here, there was a day I was driving, my vehicle license just expired that day. And there was this police guy driving behind me on the highway, and my wife was beside me, and the phone just started ringing. And they were like, this is this so person from Edmonton Police. I'm just behind you. And I'm like, oh, okay, what happened? He said, your vehicle license expired. Do you know that already? I said, oh, I didn't know. Like, he said, okay. So I'm just calling to let you know. So if you can get it renewed, that'll be fine. I'm just calling to inform you. So it's all good. You can go on and drive on.
Imagine that.
Compare those two experiences. What would you think? Like, what would you think for real? So I don't know. Unfortunately, there are some good guys. I've seen one myself. A guy helped me on Akpogbo Road, this Eco Bridge. My tire got deflated, and there was a police officer that helped me. He was a very nice guy. He took the tires, took it to Ikmori, to Igomu, and fixed it for me. Brought it back. I offered him money. He said no. I still called this guy. I sent him money like when the NSAS thing happened because he was attacked by the mob and all that. I sent him money. I still talk to him all the time. They are very good guys, no doubt. But unfortunately, the majority are very, 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 very terrible people. If you have had experience with them, you would understand.
Jibril Alabi, thank you so much for calling us. We appreciate you joining the conversation and sharing your concerns all the way from Canada today. All right, we'll take a break. Let's take a break. When we come back from this break, Lagos, we'll keep talking. We'll keep taking your calls. We'll keep taking your thoughts. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. Don't go away. 99.3 Nigeria info, and Brexit is causing yet another problem for the UK. Fuel scarcity. That's our second story. Well, it's not actually scarcity. It's not an actual scarcity. The fuel is there. It's there for depot. They just no fit to move on from depot to the filling station because lorry drivers no day. Why lorry drivers no day? Because before Brexit, a lot of the lorry drivers working in the UK came from other parts of the EU. Brexit means that they no longer have the right to work in the UK. So they've all gone home. And now there's nobody to move the fuel. It's gotten so serious that BP has already closed down some of its stations, with other companies saying that they may have to do the same. And it's not only fuel that is affected. Before now, we've also seen supermarkets having difficulties restocking because no truck drivers. And you can't get new truck drivers overnight. Just because somebody can drive a Hilux does not mean that they can drive a truck. It takes training. And then they have to pass a test. Also, it's not a job that a lot of people want to do. That's why it's been very difficult for the UK to fill the gap. I was having a conversation with my partner last night about this story when I was planning it. And I was like, babe, do you think Nigerian truck drivers will pass this test? It was a hilarious conversation. But of course, it leads to the question of, didn't the government predict this before Brexit happened? I mean, they had years between the referendum and Brexit going into effect. They had about half a decade. That should have been enough time to figure out which professions and needed skills they were going to lose and would need to replace. Instead, the government is now thinking about special work permits to let European truck drivers come back into the country. And I'm really curious to see how the EU responds to that. Will they use it as yet another opportunity to make the UK pay for Brexit? I don't know. We're watching events. But for now, tell me what you think about the present crisis. Especially when you think about all the people in Nigeria who are making some form of move or the other about leaving the union. What's the plan? Is there a plan? Is there? Do you think the UK did enough to prepare itself for the loss of truck drivers? Will the local supply chain be able to recover from and adapt to Brexit? I have friends in the UK and they're all complaining they can't find milk, they can't find gas, everything is expensive, everything is unavailable. Women call me on 01465-7190. Men call me on 0700-993-993-993. If you are abroad, only international listeners, only call us via Skype. Find us on Skype, Nigeria Info FM, and then give us a call, and then we'll put you live on air. Kevin in Surulere is on the line. Kevin, how are you?
Yes, Sandra Ezekwesili. How are you, my sister?
I'm very well.
Yes, to leave a union is not a tea party. And that is why those that are taking of it, I keep telling them on this platform, it is very simplistic to say, we want to leave, we want to go, we want to do. There are things behind every move you make. But I know they will fix it out, they will sort it out, especially now that the world is moving away from fossil fuel. I know they will sort it out, but it is a lesson for those that are thinking of leaving the union. Think twice. Think before you act. Don't be like that man Chinachebe wrote in Things Fall Apart, that always acts before he thinks. And after he finished acting, he will start regretting. And he ended up hanging himself, losing his farmland, and going on exile. I'm talking about the Congo. Yes. No, on your first story, I hate this sweeping generalization that normally goes on.
Okay.
All the policemen cannot be bad. It is not possible. And somebody came up with a research that they have more bad cops in the United States than Nigeria. And I tend to agree with it. Look at Mr. Chavin, the man that put the news on that gentleman's neck for 8 minutes, 45 seconds. That man did it 2 years before that time to another person. He still repeated it again. That led to the death of George, what's his name again?
Yes, George
He
Floyd.
did it again. So, what I think, if it is a policy by the Canadian government, it's a good one for them. But it's a lesson for us to be able to begin to forge ourselves, because I know there are bad eggs in every profession. But the police has really dented their image. So, but for the Canadian government, that's their policy, and that's their own policy. They are there for themselves. So for us here, let us begin to purge ourselves. But this generalization of 30, blacketing everybody together is a wrong move. I don't like it.
All right.
Thank you.
Kevin, thank you very much for calling. Sandra is in transit. Hi, Sandra.
Hello, Sandra. How are you?
It's so weird. I'm okay.
Sandra, which one concern us with these bus drivers now? We'll finish our police call now.
I talk now.
I heard most of the government officials that are supposed to be probably controlling the police, making sure that they are doing what they are supposed to do, and they are not cautioning them or punishing them. Our politicians, those in government, why are they excluding them? Because they come to spend their medical money in their countries, Sabi? They should also include them. If the president is there and the police is not working under his watch, he should be excluded too. Do you understand me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, with the British people, I just wish that they are doing not this their Akanketa that they are driving. If Nigerian truck drivers would have just gotten many jobs there. It's a pity. Yes,
I don't think Nigerian truck drivers will pass the exam.
Yeah, no, they won't. Will you ever try it when you enter? You can drive in America, but never in the England at all. At all. Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good
Keep
afternoon,
up the
Sandra.
work.
Thank you so much for calling. It's also it was weird. Like, hi, Sandra. Hi, Sandra. How are you, Sandra? I'm good, Sandra. All right, we've got Victor Nzemeke who has been calling, so let's give him a call back via Skype. I'm guessing that he's also in the abroad. I'm hoping he's in the abroad anyway. If he connects, we'll talk to him. We've got WhatsApp as well, by the way. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. Hi, Victor.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Well, it's afternoon here, so good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon. Sorry.
Good to have you on the show. It's fine. Welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for raising this topic. I think really it's an image problem that the Nigerian police has, and Canada has their own laws and what they feel about human rights. It's obvious they don't joke about it. Those saying is unfair should probably propose a solution. Do they expect the Canadian government to spend their resources investigating everybody who comes in? So they've made these rules. If you're already a Nigerian, you are considered with some kind of suspicion, first of all, and then you belong to an organization or work for an organization that is totally recognized for human rights abuses. I don't think it's unfair that they don't want you, right? Okay. What I just wish they could do is also extend it to the Nigerian politicians. Okay. And I have a feeling that might just be in the pipeline, because these Nigerian police are not just doing this by themselves. They are enabled by the lack of laws and the carelessness of Nigerian politicians. Okay. So it doesn't make sense, to say, oh, it's unfair, it's hasty generalization. It is an image problem. Okay. We really need to fix Nigeria. We really need to start thinking about ways to be perceived more positively. And the NSAS thing didn't do us any favors. So I don't understand those who are saying, oh, it's hasty generalization. You expect them to leave their work and use their own country's resources to start investigating every individual. You already declared you are a member of an organization that is considered criminal. So what do you expect them to do? Thank you.
All right, Victor. Thank you very much for calling. We've got Mr. Okwori on WhatsApp who says, this policy of Canada is unacceptable to me. Policemen should be treated on merit and not on the basis of hearsay. On the part of policemen, why are they running out of the country? Let them stay back and behave themselves. Let's see, we still have Amos on the line. Amos, are you there?
I'm still here.
All right, welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, for me, the police, I don't believe all of them are bad.
Okay.
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 I believe if they can treat them like that, then the politicians as well should also be treated in the same manner, because they are the ones who made majority of the police to be bad.
Okay.
So that's that about that. Then the other issue about the UK. For me, I think maybe some companies should open how you can train to be a truck driver in Nigeria, because a lot of us are going, so that we can have something to do.
Abby?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for calling, Amos. 99.3, hello.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Omo. I'm calling from Lekki.
Welcome, Omo.
Okay, so I wanted to comment on the, first of all, Brexit. Just wanted to say that it's actually a lesson for Nigerians who are clamoring for separation or for breakup from the South and the West. So they need to sit down and think about the effect it's going to have once we break up, how both ends are going to manage. So there's no breakup anywhere, even North Korea, South Korea. It didn't really, there's always that initial problem. They are still not united, even though they break up. So there's bound to be issues, and I'm not sure I want to experience it, or I want my children to experience those issues. Because I know if a country like the UK is having such issues, how much more we in Nigeria, from a third world country, things will totally break down. It will just go beyond this little one that is happening in the UK. It will be total breakdown on all fronts. Then I also want to comment about the Canadian restriction, giving asylum to the Nigerian police. And I think I want to say that I'm actually very happy that that happened. It's sad for our image as a country, but it would help the government to begin to think about, is it refurbishing, or will I say
reforming
the whole system in the Nigerian police. So I'm happy about that, and I hope they will extend it to EFCC and also the politicians, because the EFCC nowadays are beginning to trample on human rights as well. Thank you.
Omo, thank you so much for calling. Biodun says, Sandra, both Nigeria police and Canada need to be blamed. Had the policeman come for medical terrorism, would they have rejected his dollars? On the part of our police, they got what they deserved. Well, I mean, if you're going on asylum to Canada, you're still going to go and spend money there. You get a job, you'll start spending money. So if it's about dollars, then I don't think your argument is great. Titi Lokbay Nikeja is on the line. Titi Lokbay, welcome.
Yeah. Thank you, Sandra. How are you?
I'm very well.
First of all, what Canada did is wrong.
Okay.
If you are fighting for humanitarian issues, that man was under duress, and no matter what the police authority might be, you don't have to deny. First of all, you give him safety. That is what they said he wanted. Nobody is saying Nigerian police is good. It's just like saying you are not going to give Taliban who are running away for their lives now safety, because all of them are terrorists. It doesn't work like that in humanitarian services.
Okay.
That's wrong. Okay. That's one. Number two, those who are saying people should not clamor for, breaking the union of Nigeria, they are only deceiving themselves. They are deceiving themselves. You get it now.
Okay.
For instance, Nigeria is going to be 61 years old next year. But a lot of us pretend. And first of all, you cannot even compare Brexit with the people calling for the breaking of union at Nigeria. Britain already, or UK already is sovereign nation, or sovereign nations if you like. And that is different from the Yorubas, the Igbos, or other people who may want separation. If they are in a forceful relationship whereby you have been together since 1914 against your wish, it is not the making of God. It is the intention of the British. And we'll go read what Tafa Balewa and Amadu Bello said. We said we have been trying to live together. We still don't get along.
But it's not even about being together and getting along. It's about what the plan is. Because it seems to me like there's a lot of noise and not enough planning.
Sandra, let me tell you why it's going to work.
Okay.
Awolowo ruled in between 1950 something to 1950 before independence. Look at the turnaround you have in the West. The same thing in the East. Even though they are not at the same pace, the whole of the North was under the control of Ahmadu Bello. You can see that. But if you now slow down some people because you just want to have power, you want to have power, and some people cannot even see beyond their noses, it is a big problem. Let us have restructuring. Let everybody get control over their territory and your resources and do the right thing for the people. Government is about the people, not individuals.
Titi Lokwe, thank you very much for calling. Somi is in Ikeja. Somi is a first-time caller. Hi, Somi.
Yes, good afternoon, Sandra.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Well done.
Thank you.
I had some callers talking about the fact that they will want the politicians to be barred from coming to all these Western nations. But the truth is that they will not do that. You see, in international politics, it's dog keep dog. Forget about all the aids they give, all those things. They are just a smoke screen to cover the real things. They would not stop politicians. It's only the police, but they know the policeman doesn't have any money to bring to their country. Even the politician is going there, he will carry money, they will give him where he will store the money, how he will keep the money, and all that. So we have to solve our own problem, learn to solve our own problem in our own way, in our own place. Otherwise, nobody cares what happens to any person. At the international politics, everybody is on his own. America will work for American interests. British will work for their own interests. France and all of them. So Nigeria must go for our own interests. But unfortunately, those who are at the head, who are leading us, they do not seem to know what to want, except what they want as individuals. And it's unfortunate. Thank you.
Somi, thank you so much for calling. President Buhari wants the international community to forgive the developing nations' debt and promote democracy in West Africa. That's our third story. I told you that right before the show, the president addressed the UN General Assembly and he covered a lot of ground. COVID-19, counterinsurgency, the UN Security Council, Israel-Palestine, so many topics. In fact, let me play what he had to say about coups in West Africa.
These include poor and undemocratic governance, human rights abuses, poverty, ignorance, injustice, and inequalities. There are no easy solutions to these conditions. They require long-term investments and more effective international cooperation. In this connection, my delegation underscores the importance of promoting peaceful, unfettered, and inclusive participation of states in global actions towards conflict prevention. This will facilitate the achievement of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and the African Union Agenda 2063. In West Africa especially, our democratic gains of the past decades are now being eroded. The recent trend of unconstitutional takeover of power, sometimes in reaction to unilateral changes of constitution by some leaders, must not be tolerated by the international community. Nigeria fully supports the efforts of ECOWAS to address this growing challenge and appreciates the support of both the African Union and the United Nations. In this regard, I would like to reiterate that as leaders of our individual member states, we need to adhere to constitutional provisions of our countries, particularly on term limits. This is one area that generates crisis and political tension in our sub-region.
Do you agree with the president that democracy in West Africa is failing because of poverty, injustice, inequality, and human rights abuses? The president also talked about COVID-19 vaccines. He said, quote, Nigeria remains grateful for the assistance received from our partners and friends all over the world. Vaccination is the key to our safe emergence from the pandemic. We fully support the COVAX initiative from which we have benefited. We also thank the United States of America, Turkey, India, China, European Union, and others for the vaccines provided. Despite the acknowledgement, however, I would like to reiterate my call for a fairer and more equitable distribution of vaccines to all countries so that together we can fight and contain the pandemic. The rising wave of newer and more contagious strains makes this even more urgent. No country can afford the socio-economic implications of prolonged shutdown. It is imperative to underscore that no one is safe until everyone is safe. End quote. And he also talked about a bunch of other things, So basically, thank you, but may we have more vaccines. And he's not alone in this request. A lot of the leaders of poor countries have said the same thing at the UNGA. Others have accused the richer nations of hoarding vaccines. On the one hand, even the WHO agrees with President Buhari that the only way we survive COVID is if everybody gets vaccinated. But on the other hand, others are asking how come these other countries did not put their houses in order so that they can buy or develop these vaccines themselves. And then the president also mentioned the economic toll that COVID has taken on poor countries. And he's asking the rich countries of the world to suspend debt repayments or to provide debt forgiveness. What do you think about that? Another thing he talked about is counterinsurgency. Here's what he said.
Discourse worldwide. In Nigeria, Boko Haram, terrorist group, though fragmented by internal strife and weakened by our defense forces, is still active and preying on soft targets. Nigeria will continue to work closely with United Nations counter-terrorism bodies and entities with a view to bringing this scourge to an end. Nigeria has spared no effort in addressing the challenges of terrorism posed by the activities of Boko Haram in northeast Nigeria, the Lake Chad region, as well as banditry in the northwest and north central.
All right, Lagos, tell me what you think about the president's highlights. So those are some of the highlights of the president's UNGA speech. What do you think? 0700-993-993. Of course, you can still talk about first and second story. We took you to the UK for Brexit. We took you to Canada for the police force, the Nigerian police force, who have now been denied asylum. Well, I mean, the institution itself, Canada says they don't recognize them as an organization that should immigrate to the UK because of their history of violating human rights. So none of its members can receive asylum. Right? And then for our final story, we took you to New York, where the president of Nigeria addressed the United Nations. Meg is on the phone. Hello, Meg.
Sandra, have I missed you?
I have missed you too.
Whoa. My sister. You know, it's sad where we are. I keep using the word sad. I'm sounding like a broken record on radio. How do you say that you forgive our debt over what? Can't we? Don't they know what's going on? Can't they see? The debt they want to forgive, where will it end up? In the pockets of politicians and their cronies. That's it. They are begging for vaccine. They are begging for this. They are begging for that. A an insignificant percentage of Nigerians are holding the wealth of the nations in their pockets and in their banks. President Buhari should please spare us this appeal. They will not listen. They shouldn't listen. If you borrow, you pay your debt. If I go to a bank and borrow money, I pay my debt. So he shouldn't be doing. There's no coverage. So in 2045, the president then will beg again. He had the money hand are borrowing in Mexico. Can somebody tell me what are they doing with it? Doctors are on strike for over 2 months in Nigeria. It's my heart bleeds for this country. Look at our airport yesterday, like a zoo, immigration officers begging for money. How do you explain this? We're a country where we have so much. Here they go out and see the ambience, they see the dignity with which people like that do their jobs. Yet you come home and you can't even see anything. And if you come back, he said scourge instead of scourge. What kind of English is that?
Meg, thanks for calling. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Line. Kunle, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Great. Welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, please, can I still comment on the issue of police rejection?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Please turn your radio off, then go ahead.
Okay, hold on. 1 second.
Oof, okay.
Okay, it's off.
Go ahead.
Please, I just want to pray that the other European countries will follow suit.
Okay.
Including the West.
Okay.
That they should reach the Nigerian police who seek asylum to their countries. If they want asylum, they should make sure that they fortify the system. And if they want the asylum by force, they should either go to Syria or Iraq if they want the asylum. Thank you very much.
All right, Kunle from Festac, who's a first-time caller. Let's take messages and wrap up the show, shall we? Sandra, what has happened to our Super Cup? You can almost read the government's body language on this matter, and we think other countries are not watching us. It's a shame on our police force. Stephen from Victoria Island. Year in, year out, the president gives speeches on how his administration is combating insurgency, yet we're not seeing results, and the state of security keeps deteriorating. Enough of talks, we need action. Helen from the US with that message. Helen also says, Canadian punitive measures against the Nigerian police is a very good approach. Unfortunately, it will affect innocent police officers. Despite the October 2020 NSAS protest, has anything changed? Mopol and SARS especially should go and sit down because No asylum for them. Helen, thank you very much. Sandra, this Oliver twist that we are doing, they are thankful for the ones that they've done, and they're still asking for more. What has he done to minimize what he's complaining about, like poverty, inequality, human rights abuse, etc., etc.? Roberta Joseph from Shasha with that message. The final message here: coup d'etat will continue in West Africa because her rulers are not using the democracy the way it should be practiced. Democracy is a curse of some sort to West Africa. Democracy for the greedy by the wicked, and for the greedy is what we practice in West Africa. The UK did not really give this Brexit thing a complete thought before it happened. They were only interested in leaving the union and not planning for life after Brexit. They've shot themselves in the foot. Gas is scarce. Now no petroleum. Double wahala for dead body. Kelechi from Ojo there. Kelechi, thank you so much for sending your message in. That's all the time we have. I will come back on your air on Monday with the stories that broke this weekend, including the NYSC telling to people who want to go and serve in Abuja and Kaduna to make sure they have ransom money. That conversation will come your way on Monday at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, find me on social media as Sandra Ezekwesili. Sandra Ezekwesili on social media. Those are your hard facts, Lagos. Good night.
And now the business news.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.